Good day, dear learners. Hope you are all doing fine. Welcome to today's social studies class. Our topic for today is our local and global neighborhoods. It's a new topic, so please don't hesitate to ask questions if you don't understand something. To start off, let's look at two pictures. The first picture is products produced by Nam Dairies. We have the Omaere, we have Sensation orange drink, we have Oshikandela, we have fresh buttermilk, and we have Nam milk yogurt, and so on. And then the second picture, we have a bag from designed by Louis Vuitton. If you've heard of it, it's a designer bag just like Gucci or any other brand that comes to your mind. Now, if we look at the two pictures, which one do you think is local and which one do you think is global? The products produced by Nam Diaries and the product produced by a French designer. If you say the products produced by Nam Diaries are local, you are very correct. This is because they are produced in Namibia, and local means anything that is produced or used in Namibia by us and used by us. Global can also be used by us, but its products manufactured from outside Namibia, from France, for example, or USA, China, and beyond. So these products link us locally and they link us globally. Let's look at how these products link us locally, and then we'll also look at how they link us globally. There are many products such as food, clothes, and machines that link us to other countries and even other continents. We have so many fruits that come from South Africa, so many clothes that come from China. If you see these ladies selling designer clothes at a cheaper price, most of those goods are coming from China. And in a way, we are linked with China because we are using the products that they are manufacturing. Trade has increased greatly between countries over the last 2 decades because of improving technology. Let us go in depth about this statement. Trade has increased greatly between countries over the last 2 decades. If we look in terms of technology, how technology improved, how fast planes now are compared to 10-20 years back, how fast ships are, how fast trains are. We started with very, very, very slow trains to trains that can take you from one place, let's say from Windhoek, and take like an hour to reach in Rundu, or 2 hours. But the very first trains would take you, let's say, 3-4 days from Windhoek to Rundu. We have airplanes, we have new built ships that do not just go with the wind but actually have engines. We have planes that can fly from Namibia to China within a day's time. Not even a day's, within hours time. It's 10 hours to fly from Namibia to China directly. So these things make it really easier for the transportation of goods. They make it really easier to link the two countries together. And the example here explains further. Faster transportation means goods are transported more quickly. If I take, let's say, my mahangu to be transported to China, it will reach in a day's time, meaning a Namibian restaurant in China can use that mahangu to make traditional mahangu pap. And China can also do the same. Now let's look a little bit at networks. Networks such as the internet make it easier to connect, communicate, and do business with other people in other countries. Now, Miss Luango, when she completed, she had friends that went to study outside. Some are now in England. I have a friend also in Belgium. And what is very interesting about this internet is that we can talk for hours. We can video chat. And it's like she is right here in Namibia. Sometimes I feel like she's even in the same room as me. And my other friends as well that are traveled abroad. This is an example how internet connects us. Let's look at this pandemic. Right now, you cannot be with Miss Luango because of the fear of COVID-19. But we are connecting through the internet. Miss Luango is making the videos and you are being able to see. My connection with my friends abroad is a global connection because they are in another country. But my connection with you are a local connection because you are in the same country with me, and although we cannot connect physically or be in the same place due to circumstances, we are able to connect through the internet. So the internet makes communication easier. And even if Miss Luango, for example, or you want to do business with other people in other countries, you are able to do so because of this internet connection. Now let's look at some of the things that we find in our local supermarkets and stores that are either produced globally or are produced locally. We have farm fresh milk, which is produced from by Nam Dairies, and it's a local product. Like you see in the picture here, the arrow. It is produced in Namibia, so it's a local product. We have butter that comes from Europe, German butter from Germany. We have fruits, like I mentioned earlier, that come from South Africa. Most of our fruit come from South Africa. We have watches that comes from Asia, clothes and so forth from China. Most of these products, such as clothes, watches, bags, they are produced in China. All these items that we have and that we get links us together. Not physically, but it makes us part of what we call a local and global neighborhood. For example, just look at your neighborhood. Let's say some of you live in Kemu, some of you live in Millennium, Tutungeni. You don't live in the same house, all of you, but you do have neighbors which you wake up to, sing them. For example, when you need sugar, you maybe ask from them, and in some sort of way, you guys develop a friendship, you develop a communication system, and you are linked because you live closer to them. That's the same way that these products link us. They link us into neighborhoods. Nam Dairies links us into a local neighborhood because it is produced in Namibia and almost every Namibian, if not all, uses this product. And internet, although it links us locally, it also links us globally, because almost the whole world uses this internet. Now let's talk about services linking people locally and globally. In Namibia, we have also services that link us locally and globally. NamPost, for example, is Namibia's national postal service provider. It has more than 140 post offices all over Namibia. Through NamPost, you can send letters and parcels to all parts of Namibia and the rest of the world. So let's say Miss Luango wants, for example, a dress from China. The dress will come through shipment, and it will reach somewhere at a point where NamPost will take it from there. And wherever Miss Luango is in Rundu, NamPost will be able to deliver to Miss Luango. That's how fast their system is and just how spread out they are. Also, if Miss Luango wants to send something to South Africa, if there's a link between our NamPost and their post office there, which there is, I am also going to be able to send the item, and whoever is the receiver will be able to receive in South Africa, because NamPost makes it possible. So therefore, NamPost is linking us with South Africa, China, and the rest of the world. Let's look at network services such as MTC and Telecom Namibia. Telecom Namibia is a telecommunication service provider owned by the government of Namibia. It connects people by telephone, cell phone, and internet all over Namibia and the rest of the world. If you use a telephone, you are able to call to anybody in the world as long as you have the code of the country and as well as the number of the country. Telecom links you in terms of communication with the world, because with it and with their services, you can speak with anyone as far as possible from you. As long as you have the code and their number, you two are still linked. Now, we talked about internet connection. We talked about goods connection, how goods link us. Now let's talk a little bit about physical connection. Air Namibia is the national airline of the government of Namibia. Its airplanes fly from Windhoek to South Africa, Zimbabwe, Angola, and Zambia. Botswana and Frankfurt in Germany. Zambia, Botswana, and Frankfurt in Germany. There are also flights within Namibia to Luderitz, Oranienburg, Ondangwa, Rundu, Katima Mulilo, and Walvis Bay. Let's say, for example, Miss Luango wants to catch a flight to Windhoek. Miss Luango will just go to the airport, catch a flight, and within the next 2-3 hours, Miss Luango is physically in Windhoek. Let's say Miss Luango wants to catch a flight to Germany. Miss Luango will do the same thing, goes to the airport in a couple of hours or within a day's time. Miss Luango will be physically there in Germany. So Air Namibia also links us with the world physically, because it takes us to places. It links us globally because it takes us to different countries. And it also links us locally because it is also able to transport us within Namibia. I can catch a flight to Katima Mulilo, Katima Mulilo can catch a flight to Walvis Bay and so forth. I hope you understood. Please, if there are any questions, my line is always open.